News coming in on the negotiations for a truce. Iran's spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Esmail Baghaei Hamaneh, has said that it is welcome that regional countries pursue peace, but a realistic view of events is necessary. Baghaei also said that proposals conveyed to Iran have mostly been unrealistic, unreasonable and excessive. He further clarified that no direct talks with US took place except messages via intermediaries. He further added that linking the Ukraine conflict to the US and Israeli war against Iran is a catastrophic miscalculation. Let me go across to my colleague Yash Ahuja for more on this. Yash, this is the first time that Iran is actually saying and accepting that yes, there were some exchange of messages via intermediaries. However, they are saying that all of those demands were unacceptable, were unrealistic.
Yes, Shivani, very rightly pointed out. Breaking news coming in. Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson has finally claimed that while it is welcome that regional countries are pursuing peace, a realistic view of events is very, very necessary. Speaking on the ongoing negotiations for a truce, Esmail Baghaei described most proposals conveyed to Iran as unrealistic, unreasonable and excessive. He further clarified that no direct talks have been taken place between Iran and the United States. This was the point of contention between what US President Donald Trump posted on his Truth Social and what the Iranian state television later claimed, that there have been no direct talks that have been carried out between Iran and the US. Now, we also had multiple intermediaries coming and claiming that they were the ones passing messages through. First, it was Turkey, who claimed that talks between Iran and US are being routed through us, and then it was Pakistan, who claimed that the talks are being routed through the messages that we are exchanging. Now, Esmail Baghaei has clarified that no direct talks, and he has also added that messages have only been exchanged through intermediaries. The fun part of it is he has not named the intermediaries that he's pointing at. Baghaei further warned that linking Ukraine conflict to US and Israeli war against Iran would be a catastrophic miscalculation. Yes, back to you.
Absolutely, Yash. And when you're talking about those interesting snippets, obviously he didn't mention the intermediary, but there has been quite a lot of speculation because the intermediary himself have been pointing out that Pakistan says that we have been in the process of exchanging messages between US and Iran. In fact, Pakistan just hosted some foreign ministers of the region and said they are walking through negotiations and trying to propose a peace plan for this region. All right. So when we are talking about obviously these proposals, remember that US President Donald Trump had in fact stated that he has proposed a 15-point peace agenda to Iran. Even though this has been proposed to him, proposed to Iran through intermediaries. Let me in fact go across to my colleague Aditya Vadavan for more on this. Aditya, we have Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson actually coming out for the first time and saying that yes, there have been exchanges of messages, but these proposals that have been put forth by the US are unrealistic and unreasonable and not acceptable to Iran.
Absolutely, the Iranian foreign minister has made it clear that that Iran was not involved in the talks that had happened with Pakistan, and at this juncture there exists a huge mistrust within the Iranian government. There are several key leaders. If we talk about the Iranian foreign minister and several other leaders, do not believe that the United States is very serious about negotiations, because what the Iranian side has been believing, the Iranian side is of the view that the United States is secretly preparing for a ground invasion to take the Kharg Islands in the wake of these false hopes, promises of negotiation. So clearly at this juncture, all the demands that have been kept by the United States are, as per Iran, are excessive and unreasonable, and which only serves the interests of U.S. and Israel. So definitely, we could see a lot of mistrust between both the sides. Shivani.